Howdy folks, StrayCat74, welcome back to the basement of Solitude. I know I haven't been doing a lot of content. I've been working absolutely entirely too much. Like, multiple months on end, almost without break. So, pardon me if I look and feel incredibly tired. That is Earl Grey tea, by the way. I was going to try and set up another camera so you could see my perspective, so you're just going to have to deal with it being upside down, because my camera is like yay by yay, and it's on top of the second monitor over here. That should tell you how tired I am. Weird accent starts coming out. Laptop is over here. That's what I'm running OBS on. Camera is up on top of my second monitor that I had to unplug to be able to use the microphone. That microphone. Yes, I actually have a microphone, and once in a while I remember to use it. What I'm going to do is move you a little bit this way and aim you down so you can at least see where I'm working. That way you also don't have to look at my face, because I know that's a lot of off-putting for most people. Anyhow, in the BattleTech group on Facebook that I'm a part of, today's Mac is the QuickDraw. Now, this is the 3050 version. I have the original 3025. Mine fell apart, so it got put into a 3-ring binder. And really, the only major difference is, or major differences, is, let's see, where's the, let's see, double heat sinks. This has a one-shot Streak SRAM or SRM4 with case, and this, the original, does not. However, that's not what we're going to be doing today. In my playing of BattleTech, the group I built specializes in updating the 3025, or excuse me, the 2750, 3025 new and old version. And yes, I do have the new version. It's way over here. New version. But we're not doing that one today. The 2750, which is the Star League Helm Memory Core update, and the 3050, which is what I got here. The Inner Spear Mechs all the way up to full clan tech at this time period. Now, it's actually like 3052, late 3052, early 3053. So the whole FedCom Civil War thing hasn't started, because I'm a Davion guy. As much as I love autocannons, I'm more of a laser guy. Lasers and PPCs. I like autocannons when they're appropriate, but I like lasers and PPCs more. But other than that, you know, Davion as a merc, Davion pays really well. Anyhow, what we're going to do is we're going to take the QuickDraw, which is a 60-ton mech. I don't have much in the way of history on it in this book, but I'm not really a history kind of guy. Mech Frog Techs, Big Red 40 Tech, you know, those guys do a lot of history stuff. I just butts around in my basement, and yes, I do live in my own basement. It's not my parents' basement. I haven't lived with my parents since 1993. And I'd already been playing BattleTech for 8 years at that point, because it was 1985 when I got into playing BattleTech. The second edition box set was my first exposure to BattleTech, by the way. Old school, pencil and paper, That's how I play BattleTech. I do have a couple of house rules. If you're going strictly by the rules, you're supposed to, you roll initiative, you do the movement, you declare what you're going to fire after the reaction phase of torso twisting and such, and then you go into firing phase. I skip the declare phase. When teaching new players, they need to learn how to balance their heat, and well, maybe I didn't want to fire that one. I let them back up on that, because I'm a halfway decent player. New players need a little bit more flexibility so that they'll enjoy playing, so they'll come back, and they haven't come back. In any case, that's not what we're doing. We're doing the QuickDraw today. So, well, I'm going to put this over here so we have layout of stuff here. I've got calculator, which my teacher said I would never have handy. I also have more power than NASA had when we went to the frickin' moon here in my hand. It's also, Library of Congress, and more porn than I really should admit to. Anyhow, calculator. Pencil. And let's see what we got here. We have the QKD. Now this is the 5. So we'll go with the 7. I have no idea how far up they actually go, but I'm just going to skip a couple of numbers, because I think that this one was the 3, wasn't it? No, this was 4. Okay, whatever. Well, this is barely an upgrade, so I'm going to go with a QKD 7 QuickDraw. Let's see, what do we have for movement? 585. That's pretty decent for a 60-ton mech. Now, there's a couple of administrative things I'm going to have to do over here. Let's see, armor factor. That's the number of armor points total. Then internal structure, armored table, and down the red line on the side of the page here, I'm going to put head CT/R, so center torso, and then center torso and rear armor. RT/R for right torso and rear. LT/R for left torso. This is left because you're looking at a reverse picture. Or is it a reverse picture? Yeah, because my left is over here, but it's on the screen over here. It's pointed the other direction. Whatever. RA for rat arm. LA for being on fire. Oh, sorry about that. No politics. Left arm. Left arm is on fire. Right leg. Left leg. Now, on this side of that line, I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry about that, is going to be the internal structure numbers, and on the other side is going to be armor. So what we need to do is look over here. Center torso internal structure is 20. The head is always 3 on every battle mech until they get damaged. Torsos are 14. Arms are 10 each. And legs are also 14. Okay. As I'm rebuilding, there's a couple of few principles I want to try and keep to. First, maximum armor. I find it ludicrous in an era where where the human race spans 1,000 light years in any direction, we can't afford to have maximum armor. If your warriors can't live long enough to win the fight, don't fight. Why fight? I'm not going to go out in something that's a death trap just because you think it would be good for me. Which is why I'm a mercenary and I get paid to do this crap. So we need to figure out what our maximum possible armor rating is. And this is where we first come up with the calculator here, because I haven't had enough coffee, I haven't had enough sleep, I haven't had enough cuddles, so brain is kind of behind at the moment. Earl Grey tea, honey, and French vanilla creamer, just in case I didn't say that before. Okay, so with these numbers, now I'm going to ignore their armor table because that's not full armor. 143 points on a 60-ton mech when the Hunchback has 10 tons. That only has 5 tons of armor. No, 8 tons. My bad. I'm not wearing my glasses. So it's 10 tons heavier with 2 tons less armor. We're not doing that. To heck with that. Okay, so what we need to do is add up all of our sections. 20 plus 14 plus... Yes, I know I could have done 28 on that, but, whatever. It's 96 times 2 plus 9 is 201. We're going to write that down up here where it says armor factor. Now, we know head is going to be 9 points of armor, and that's the only place where the 2 points per internal structure rule is altered. Okay, so we got 40 points where the center torso divided by 3 is 13 on the rear. Minus 13 is 27 on the front. And how much did this one have? It only had 18 points. So I've got 9 more points of armor on the center torso after dividing it 2/3, 1/3. That should tell you how under-armored the original was. Times 2 equals 28 divided by 3 should be 9 on each of the side torso rears. $19, which is more than the original or the 3050 version had on its center torso. 19 points of armor on the side torsos. For the arms, it only had 13 points. It can have 20. And for the legs, it only had 16. We're putting 28. Okay, now let's double check my math here to make sure I did everything right. 28 plus the other leg, 40 for both arms, 19 and 19 plus 9 plus 9, plus 27 plus 13 plus 9 should be 201 armor points. Okay, the math checks out. Let me know if this gets too annoying on the microphone, because when I'm doing this, I can't hear it because I have to mute the computer, or else you get this feedback, and it's great. I just set off my tinnitus. Sorry. That gets painful for about 10-15 seconds, and then it stops. I know last time we did this, we did the trebuchet. Well, QuickDraw this time. I have been doing the others. I've got all of the lights and all of the mediums done. I'm doing the heavies now, when I remember to actually bother to do them. Okay, so 201 divided by, let's do ferrofibrous. And that's going to be just shy of 10.5. So we're going to do 10.5. I need... Hang on a second. I need one of my other build sheets so I can keep this in order. Okay, tonnage, structure, engine, other crap. Okay, so we've got 60 tons for endo steel. Well, that'd be 6, so endo steel would be 3 tons. ES, endo steel. Engine. God dang, hang on a second, let me just make a quick note there. Sorry, I'm doing things out of order because I haven't been doing this for a couple of months now. Engine. Oh, it's a 300 Vlar. I can just look over here. So how heavy is the 300 Vlar? This, of course, is the BattleTech Compendium. This is my preferred rule book because it's got everything. I've got 300 Vlar is a 19-ton engine. Okay, so 19 divided by 2, because we're using ClanTech, we might as well use an XL engine with double heat sinks. 9.5 XL plus DHS. Why would anybody not use double heat sinks? There's very limited reasons, and I've almost never run into them under 85 tons. Unless you're running a very low heat battle mech. Okay, so structure, engine, armor. Ferrofibrous. I forget how big the... Wait, no, gyros are always the same size, so I can just look in the dang book. 3 tons for gyro, 3 tons for cockpit. Okay, so that's 6. For cockpit and gyro. Jump jets. I believe it's 1 ton per jump jet at this point. But that's why I got the rules. $60 tons is 1 ton per jump movement point. So yes, I was correct. 1 ton. So 5 tons for jump jets. Hang on a second, I gotta move the microphone. Because you did not need to listen to me blow my nose. Okay. And then what we have left over after that is pod space. So, 60 minus 3 minus 9.5 minus 10.5 minus 6 minus another 5 is 26 tons of pod space. Because if we're playing with Clan Tech, we might as well have an Omni-Mech. Primary config. Let me just get rid of this little note over here. And yes, this is what it really looks like when I'm battle-teching. Okay. LRM-10, SRM-4, and medium lasers. Is that it? Doesn't really have a big gun. Well, for primary configuration, let's go with a pair of LRM-10s, a pair of streak SRM-4s, and then medium pulse lasers? I'm thinking medium pulse lasers. Because the LRMs are just to soften them up. You want to get in there with the streaks and the pulse lasers to pummel the hell out of them. That's what I'm thinking. You know, QuickDraw is not a long-range brawler. So, I really should bring in a set of reading glasses. Clan equipment. Two LRM 10 right/left torso 2.5 for tonnage, 1 for crit. Location, tonnage, critical. Now, what do they normally have for ammo? Only 1 ton of ammo. We can do 1 ton of ammo per launcher and literally double the firepower. Number of shots is 24 total. Right/left torso. Oh, it's clan ammo, so it's automatically cased. Okay, Streak 4. I like the Streak 4. It's two. Oh, dang it. Hang on. It still uses up only 1 spot, so you can put it in the head location, unless you're using alternate control methods. Okay, right/left torso. Did they put this? They put the SRM in the arm? Why? That's a torso thing. Lasers go in arms. That way you can aim back like that. 2 tons, 1 critical. And that was a 1 shot in the 30-50. Okay, we don't want to do 1 shot. Looks like 1 ton. Yeah, 1 ton each. case. Okay, now let's do a quick tonnage check. So we have 26 tons to start, and we have 2 LRM-10s, which are 5 tons, 2 tons for the ammo, then 2 Streak 4s, and 2 tons of ammo. That leaves us 13 tons remaining. That's one of the things I really like about Clan Tech. It's light. And with just a little bit extra prep, you can put a lot of armor on the damn things. Okay, so we got 13 tons. I'm definitely feeling like pulse lasers. Let's do -8. That'll give us 4 medium pulse lasers. We're going to do 2 and 2. Right arm, left arm. Okay. That leaves us 5 tons. Let's see. Designed for stars of section. Rifleman, was designed as a replacement for the Rifleman support vehicle. Let's see, medium to short range. That fluff doesn't help me any. So with 2 LRM-10s, 2 Streak 4s, and 4 medium pulse lasers, we're already twice as much firepower as the original. But we've got 5 tons remaining. Now, obviously, we're going to need to add a couple of double heat sinks. Let me make a note of 5 tons. Okay, so let's add up the heat so far. 8 for the LRMs, 6 for the streaks. Medium pulse lasers are 4 each. So that's going to be plus 16, that's 30 heat. We have 20 double heat sinks. So if we fire everything with the jump, that's 35 heat. We'll be 15 over. This thing will shut down. And let's take a quick look at the chart. Let's see, -3 movement points, avoid shutdown on a 4, plus 2 modifier to fire. So yeah, that's when it starts to get bad. So if you're alpha striking on the jump, we don't want to do that. We've got 5 tons remaining. Let's just throw that into double heat sinks. That'll get us 30. So as long as we don't fire everything and jump, she keeps cool. Okay. That makes it easy. Five double heat sinks. Now, I usually don't assign double heat sinks. Yes, I know it's common, but if somebody's going to use my copy of this design, they are more than happy to assign however they want. One of the few things about OmniMechs I don't like is that most equipment on the frame is bolted on, welded in place, and you can't move it. If you can't move stuff around to be able to fit more into the mech, what's the point? If you only have enough room for a large pulse laser and one arm, you can't put a regular PPC in there, because that takes up 3 spots. ER PPC, you could swap that out, but then you couldn't put an autocannon there. So, I let people organize it the way they want to. And since the way I'm doing it is, my company is not only does mercenary work, we do boutique, I hate using that, custom ordered, custom built, full clan tech mechs. So this is like, I'm designing the catalog. Oh, you're a QuickDraw driver. Wouldn't you like to see what it looks like if it was full clan technology? You could have twice as many LRMs. You know that one-shot SRM4? Let's make it a streak, and then give you 2 of them. Oh, you have medium lasers, 2 out the front, 2 out the back? Well, why don't we do 4 medium pulse lasers, but put them in the arms so you can swing them around a little bit. Oh, and we have to have double heat sinks. Darling, absolutely have to. 1 each, and 2 critical. Okay, so for the primary configuration, we've got 2 LRM-10s, 2 tons of ammo total, a ton each. 2 Streak SRM-4s, and a ton of ammo each. All of that ammo is cased. Those are in the left and the right torsos. So LRM-10s, SRM-4s. Then 2 medium pulse lasers and 2 medium pulse lasers. So that makes this guy a pretty decent brawler. Again, he doesn't have the big gun with a knockout punch, but let's see, in the fluff, in the 30-50, removes the LRMs for additional medium lasers instead. That's all it's got for fluff. And that's basically what it said in the 30-25 as well. So, more medium lasers. So basically they turned it into a 10-ton heavier swayback. Swayback is a hunchback that loses the AC-20, and then you just start stacking in medium lasers. And enough heat sinks that you hope you don't melt down like the sun. Okay, since this is an Omni-Mech, we need an alternate configuration. We'll use the one in the book, and then I'll see if I can come up with something with a little bit more long-range firepower here. So, ditch the LRMs. So that's going to give us 7 tons, I believe. 2.5 tons for the LRM-10s each, and a ton of ammo. So 2.5, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 tons each. Let's see. QKD-5K removes the long-range missiles and installs 2 additional medium lasers. Sorry, I shouldn't do voices. I'm too ugly for video, apparently. Alt config A. With 7 tons, we could do 3 medium pulse lasers and a pair of ER small out the rear. That's an awful lot of medium lasers. Or medium pulse lasers. Hang on a second. Clear. Medium pulse laser, what, 4? That'd be 28 heat. That's not including the streaks or movement. I kind of like it. I'm trying to look over here to make sure that I'm looking at the camera. That doesn't work so well. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we're ditching the LRM-10s. We're keeping the streak 4s, though. I don't know why it wants to keep the streak 4s. I could probably rack and stack that with more medium lasers. That sounds like Alt Config B is going to be medium lasers. Pardon. 2 streak SOM 4 right/left torso, 2 tons apiece, 1 critical apiece, 2 streak SRM ammo. 50 cased, right, left torso, 1 ton, 1 critical per each. I'm going to do 2 medium lasers in the torsos, 1 in each arm. That way it's more zombie mech, because all of its weapons are here, and then it's got a pair of medium pulse lasers in the arms, and it's got a pair of small lasers out the back. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. 2 MPL. Right torso, excuse me. 2 tons, 1 crit. Right torso, 2 MPL. Left torso, 1 and 1. Right arm, left arm. For the emotional support small lasers, I'm going to put the 1 in the... No, both in the center torso rear. And then by medium pulse, medium pulse lasers, no. Double heat sinks. And I'm not going to assign those locations. You guys can figure that out when you make the mech sheet for this yourselves. 1 ton, 2 critical. Now, as you can see, I've used up quite a bit of this sheet here. Oh, God, really? Okay. Didn't really get to see the details, but I'm talking you through it as I go. I want one more configuration, and I want to go big gun. Savannah Factory of Technicon Manufacturing in the Free Worlds League. Well, that's for that one. Where did this come from originally? Started before the Succession Wars, filtered out. Merrick. Okay. Yeah. It's a Merrick mech. I don't dislike Merrick. I just don't particularly like them either. You know, I was Davion and then Fedcom, and apparently... oh, god damn it. And apparently it went back to just Davion again. I prefer to cut off my timeline shortly after May the 20th, 3052. Remember the Truce of Tukiad. So let's think of big guns. Big gun brawler. We got 26 tons to play with. Can we throw... if I put a pair of AC-20s in this... that would be ludicrous. Because with 26 tons, I'd take up 24 tons. They'd get 5 shots each. That's almost pointless. That's... Hunchback 2C levels. Would you shut the... Sounds and notifications. Do not disturb on. Until I turn it off. Thank you. UAC-20s are not an option at this point. Gauss Rifle ERPPC. That's 12, 13, 14 tons. ERPPC would add 6, so that'd be 20 tons. And then 3 medium pulse lasers. Two long-range heavy hitters, and then enough firepower up close to keep it safe. I like it. Okay. Altcon Big Brava. Gauss Rifle, 12 and 6. Gauss Rifle is going to be cased, so when it blows up, it doesn't kill the pilot. I was about to change the ERPPC out for a large pulse rifle, but the large pulse only still goes out to 20, whereas the ERPPC goes to 23. It's only 3 hexes shorter, and it's 1 or 2/3 the heat. I love my ERPPC, but I really love the large pulse laser. Okay, so Gauss Rifle, large pulse laser. Yes, I know it's only going to do 2/3 the damage, but it's also only doing 2/3 the heat. And we're only losing 3 hexes. And we get that +2 bonus to fire. So, we hit more often, we end up doing more damage over time. Large bussy? No. Sorry. Six and 2. Oh, I forgot to put ammo. Shoot. Gauss ammo is 8 shots per ton, and I said 2 tons of that. Gauss ammo does not need to be protected by case. It's a tungsten slug. And if there's 8 per ton, that means they're 250 kilograms? Traveling at hypersonic speeds? Yep, that's right. 2 Gauss, 1 and 1 each. Okay, now let's do a quick little bit of math. What did we have? 26 tons minus 12 minus 2 minus 6 gives us 6 tons. I can do 3 medium pulse lasers. Make a note of 6 right there for a second. Gauss rifle is only 1 heat. Large pulse is 2. Medium pulses is 4 each, so that's 12. We're at 23 heat. Plus 5 if we jump, that's 28. Because we don't have any additional heat sinks yet. I don't mind overheating if I'm jumping. Hang on. 1 plus 10 plus 12 for the medium pulse lasers. If I had 1 double heat sink and 2 medium pulse lasers, before we move, we're going 1 over on heat on an alpha strike. But it's highly unlikely that we're going to be using a Gauss rifle up close enough for the medium pulse lasers to be effective. So it's going to be Gauss rifle, large laser until they get close. Turn off the Gauss rifle. Go to medium lasers. That's what we're going to do. Okay. And if we put the medium lasers in the torsos, it can still punch. I like it. One medium pulse laser right torso. We don't need this little notation over here. One medium pulse laser left torso. And a double heat sink. Unassigned. 1 ton to critical. Okay, there we go. We've got primary and 2 secondary configurations for our QuickDraw. And most of this has just been me babbling. What are we going on? Almost an hour. Okay, well, this was done in real time, so you know I'm not faking it. So we're going to pull that out of the thing, and it's got this little doohickey on the side that I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to copy this over to our mech sheet. And then I'm going to post this to the BattleTech group on Facebook so that they can see what a full clan technology QuickDraw would actually look at. So I'm going to end this here. Thank you for joining me, if you watch this at all. And hopefully it won't be 6 months before I do another update.
If you liked today's video, folks, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, tick the little bell icon for all notifications, and remember to share this on all your social media platforms so your friends can enjoy my content as well. Thank you.